Hey guys, it is PokeMultiverse here with you, and I have a battle against TheMetroidSlayer. His link is in the description. It has been a while since I've had another, YouTube link in my description, so don't forget to click that link and check him out. And what we have here is a UU match, because everyone was like, oh hey, let's do OU, Pokebag, blah 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 blah, and I was like, guys, UU Master Race. So this dude was like, yo, you down to battle? I'm down. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. And he was like, down. So we went down on each other. No, that was really bad. Anyway, we're just gonna jump right into this. So he's gonna lead off with his Flygon, and I'm gonna lead off with my Scarfed Darmanitan. And if you haven't tried Scarfed Darmanitan, you really do. It's so good. I'm just gonna U-turn out of there, see how much I do. And you know, Darmanitan has such potent attack stat that you can run Scarf and still do a hell of a lot of damage. So I switch into Gardevoir expecting maybe an Outrage or something, and I trace his Levitate as he goes for the EQ. So I'm just playing really strong right now, and I'm like, yo, he's gonna go straight into his Metagross because it can kill me. So I'm gonna double switch back to Darmanitan, and so that's exactly what happens. And so these first two rounds, I am playing really strong. I'm feeling very good about this match. I'm like, I'm going to Flare Blitz him because he's going to expect me to U-turn. So I just Flare Blitz, and the Metagross goes down. So now there's a huge threat out of the way. Darmanitan's going to take a hefty recoil, but that's perfectly fine. He's going to go back into Flygon because he believes he can take a Flare Blitz, and I don't want him to be able to take a Flare Blitz, so I'm going to switch and go into Hitmontop this time because I felt the Gardevoir. Since I did that last time, I didn't want to get predicted, and I can get off and Intimidate. And he goes for the Stone Edge, which would have done a nice chunk to Gardevoir. And so that was a crit, but it doesn't matter because I do resist the hit. So Hitmontop can eat up hits from a Flygon all day, especially since I believe it's locked in. So I knew he was going to go to Banette. So I just decided to go for the Stone Edge, which wouldn't have done much to the Flygon, but I wasn't going to go for any other move because I was like, he's probably going to switch in Banette, and this way I can get off some damage on it. And now I'm like, he might want to Will-O-Wisp or something. So instead of going into Darmanitan, I go into Gastrodon because I was like, what if he goes for Paralysis or something? I don't know what Mega Banette does exactly, but I knew I didn't want Hitmontop to stay in. And he does indeed Mega Evolve and then go for the Will-O-Wisp. But it misses. I don't think that mattered too much, especially because he gets a critical hit on this knockoff, and that crit did matter, because after the match I ran Calcs, and although my Gastrodon is especially defensive, a knockoff while I have an item does about 50% at max, and then his Shadow Claw afterwards Shadow Sneak afterwards would have only done 33. So I would have been able to live and go for the Recover and stall out him with toxic damage. But because of that crit, his Shadow Sneak will be able to take me out, which was super disappointing. So I'm going to go into Darmanitan, and he goes for the Shadow Sneak. I kind of forgot about his priority, and I'm like, shit, Darmanitan's kind of weak. But Darmanitan lives, and I go for the U-turn like a dumbass. I was playing so strong in the beginning that I just kind of messed up here. I went for the U-turn in case he wanted to switch, but Mega Banette's gonna live, and I'm gonna go into Tornadus because I'm like, I'll just have to finish it off. Tornadus can take a Shadow Sneak, and the poison doesn't kill it, so I'm like, alright, let's Air Slash, and he goes for the Prankster Destiny Bond. And at this point, I'm thinking, God, I played around this Banette so horribly, I'm gonna lose it to Tornadus. But my Air Slash misses on his Destiny Bond. You have no idea how happy I've ever been to see a move of mine miss. I run Rock Slide instead of Stone Edge so that I don't miss. And I go for the U-turn as he goes for the Stone Edge. I'm like, shoot, this thing is scarfed. I definitely should have realized that a lot earlier. So I do live with 10. And get off a U-turn, and Regenerator is going to kick in. I'm like, I'm going to go to Umbreon, and I'm going to go for the Wish. So He's gonna switch out. I'm gonna just straight go for the wish as he brings in Minshao, and I'm like, Minshao, that's a problem. So I'm like, alright. I looked at my Pokemon, and Tornadus had, with Regenerator, gained enough HP. I'm like, alright, if he goes for a fighting type move, or basically, I was like, Tornadus should be able to take a hit from a Minshao. And he goes for the Drain Punch, and I do live with 8 HP. If he was running High Jump Kick, this play would have just been awful. But Tornadus lives, gets off the wish, goes for the Air Slash because I am faster by, like, I think 3 base speed. And since I'm running max, I outspeed or some shit like that. I don't know. And I'm able to kill it with an Air Slash because Minshao is frail as fuck. So I'm going to U-turn on this Victini and go into Hitmontop to kind of drop its attack. But as soon as he goes for that Blue Flare, which he does, I realize, this is a special attacking Victini. So Hitmontop doesn't really do too much. Now does it? Well, Hitmontop dies. So no. Hitmontop really doesn't do too much. So I'm like, what the hell do I have to take on this Victini? So I go into Darmanitan and I'm like, I can't go for the EQ because he has 2 flying Pokemon. So I go straight for the Stone Edge and Rock Slide. I go for the Rock Slide. Like I said, I carry Rock Slide instead of Stone Edge on every Pokemon that has access to both. And I know that I will outspeed Flygon. What? That was a misplay. I think it's because I discovered that Flygon was scarfed that I completely forgot that I outsped it earlier in the game. So, in all honesty, I should have gone for the Rock Slide again because I do outspeed Flygon. Wow, okay. Anyway, so that was a misplay. I get U-turned on, and then I Mega, hoping to be able to take a hit from Victini, but unfortunately, that is not the case, so Victini kills me with a Blue Flare. Like, I had such a strong start at the beginning of this game. What I'm playing now is just bad. Oh, for anyone who cared, my sickness is going away. I think it's like all I have left is a little bit of a stuffy nose remnant as so he doesn't want to take a foul play, so he's going to switch into Hydreigon. So yeah, basically I'm all healed. I'm good. So I go for the Wish just to see what this Hydreigon wants to do. He goes for a Dragon Pulse that does not that much damage, but my foul play does even less, and I kind of expected that much, but I was like, this is going to be really stally. Because he is running Leftovers, which means he is like a defensive Hydreigon apparently. Probably like max HP, max special attack, something like that. So I'm going to go into Tornadus, hopefully take a hit, which I do. I take this Dragon Pulse, not very well. It's a 2-hit KO, but I take it. And I'm like, alright, this is my last chance to kill this Hydreigon. I go for the superpower. I'm like, I'm expert belted, let's do this. But because he probably is defensive, he's able to live that one, kill me with a Dragon Pulse. And so that's bye-bye Tornadus. But since Tornadus escaped from the clutches of a Destiny Bond earlier, I think that was long since due, and I can now go into Darmanitan and go for the U-turn, which I know will kill the Hydreigon. And if he does decide to switch out, it gives me switch initiative. So, we're able to take the Hydreigon down. And now, I think I only have Darmanitan and Umbreon left. And Umbreon's at full HP and can take on both of his Pokemon. So I'm going to go for the foul play right here, I believe. I usually go for Wish first. That's the only reason why I'm kind of unsure. But yeah, I just go straight for the foul play in this situation. Take out the Flygon. And now all he has left is Victini. And I'm like, alright, let's go for the foul play here. And I'm actually very surprised. Yes, I understand that it's special attacking Victini, but at the same time, Victini's natural attack is 100. So, if any of you guys know the exact mechanics of foul play, I know it uses the attack stat of the enemy. So would burn on my Umbreon actually lower its power? Because it's using Victini's attack stat, right? I mean, just because that was a super effective foul play using a base 100 Pokemon's attack. Like, I would have expected it to do a little bit more, even if Victini is specially invested. Either way, it doesn't matter because I still have Darmanitan, and an EQ from a Darmanitan will be able to kill this thing. And I'm fairly certain it's not Scarfed, so I'm pretty sure I have the game in the bag, which it turns out to be true. So I'm able to just kill it, and that was a very close game. If that Destiny Bond hit off earlier, I would have lost Tornadus, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to handle Hydreigon as I did. Nor would I have been able to handle Moonshao. So, I played around that Banette really horribly, and only was able to pull this game out because I got lucky. But, you know, that's live and learn. Anyway, so rate, comment, subscribe, like, guys, and I will see you later.